Chosen one. Pause for a moment and let this sink deep. October 10th is not a random date on your calendar. It is a line drawn by the hand of heaven. Time itself bends toward this day, and you are standing at the edge of it. This is not a coincidence, it is a summons. You have felt the pressure of waiting, the weight of silence. Nights have stretched long, and you have whispered questions into the dark. Why me? Why this delay? Why this constant battle? But what you didn't realize is that heaven has been shaping you in the silence, like clay on the potter's wheel. You were being pressed, stretched, and refined for a vessel greater than you imagined. Picture your soul as a lantern, carried through a storm. Winds have howled, rains have poured, but the flame inside never went out. It flickered. Yes, it bent. Yes, but it never died. October 10th is the moment the wind shifts in your favor, when the flame inside you becomes a fire that cannot be hidden. Many underestimated you. They saw your wounds, but not your resilience. Your tears, but not your endurance. They misread the season of your hiding as weakness, but you were hidden on purpose. A diamond must spend time in the earth before it is revealed. A warrior must train in shadows before he faces the battlefield. You are the hidden diamond, the trained warrior, and your unveiling is near. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who worked years at a job where no one noticed him. Day after day he felt unseen, like his life was passing without meaning. But every night he prayed, "God, don't let me miss my purpose." Then one day, without warning, an opportunity came that required courage he didn't know he had. He stepped into it, trembling, and that single yes unlocked doors he never imagined. Looking back, he realized the years of obscurity were training for that one moment. That man could be you. Your hidden years are not wasted. They are seeds buried, not forgotten. And October 10th is the day the soil breaks open. It was proclaimed in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it lingers. Wait for it. It will certainly come, and it will not delay. Do you see it? This is not just encouragement, it is confirmation. Your waiting has an expiration date. The vision you carry is alive, and heaven has aligned the timing. You are not late. You are right on schedule. Chosen one. Hear this clearly. October 10th is not a threat. It is an invitation. It is heaven's whisper turning into a trumpet blast. Do not ignore it. Do not scroll past it as though it were ordinary. This is your call to rise. If this word touches something in you, don't keep it hidden. Share it so another soul in hiding can awaken. Tap like so. This flame is not buried under noise. And as a prophetic act, write the number 10 inches, the comments, declaring that you align with what heaven has appointed for that day. If you have not yet subscribed, do it now, so you walk every step of this journey prepared. The sound has been released. The countdown is real. October 10th is not coming to crush you. It is coming to crown you. Chosen one. Let this truth steady your spirit. You have not missed your moment. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. Everything you walked through, the rejection, the closed doors, the seasons of waiting were not signs of abandonment, but preparation. October 10th is a line drawn in eternity, and you are meant to step over it with courage, not hesitation. Think of a river held back by a dam. Pressure builds silently for years, until one day, at a precise moment, the barrier gives way and water rushes forth with unstoppable force. That is your life right now. The pressure, the waiting, the silence it has built, the force of your breakthrough. On October 10th, the dam breaks. This is why heaven pressed pause on your scrolling, on your wandering thoughts, on your ordinary day. You needed to hear that your pain has purpose, your delay has design, and your destiny has a date. Every sign points forward, not backward. The page is turning, and you cannot cling to old chapters when the author is writing something new. So take heart, lift your head, strengthen your step. October 10th is not a warning, it is a promise. And that promise has your name written across it. Step into it boldly. For heaven has been waiting for you to rise. You were set apart long before your first cry pierced the air, before time was measured in days and years, before the stars were scattered across the heavens. Your name was already inscribed in the heart of God. Nothing about you is accidental. Nothing about your path is random. You are the result of intentional design. It is easy, in moments of fatigue and doubt, to believe you are just another person among billions, your life too small to matter. But if you could step outside of time and glimpse your existence from eternity's vantage point, you would see a thread of purpose weaving through every moment, every place, every encounter. Nothing is wasted, nothing is lost. Picture the work of a master sculptor. At first, the marble looks formless, rough, and unshaped. Blow by blow, piece by piece, the sculptor chisels away what doesn't belong, revealing the figure hidden within. That is what God has been doing in you. The breaking has not been for your ruin, but for your unveiling. This is why you have often felt different. The rooms that satisfied others could not satisfy you. The voices that drowned others could not silence you. You carried questions, longings, and burdens that others did not understand. You have been the outlier, the one who never quite blended in. But this was never rejection, it was separation. What looks like being cast aside is, in truth, being set apart. There was once a woman who carried this feeling all her life, in her family, in her friendships, even in her work. She felt like a stranger. She questioned her worth constantly. But one day, a word was spoken over her. You were not overlooked. You were hidden. That sentence pierced her heart. Suddenly, the years of loneliness made sense. She was not invisible. She was being prepared. And when her moment came, she stepped into it with a strength forged in years of obscurity. The ancient words recorded in the book of Hosea, chapter 2, verse 23, declare, I will plant her for myself in the land. I will show my love to the one I called not my loved one. I will say to those called not my people, you are my people, and they will say, you are my God. These words are a mirror of your journey. Once unseen, now planted. Once rejected, now claimed. Once nameless, now named. Heaven has always called you its own, even when earth did not. Think of your life like a lighthouse on a stormy coast. Waves crash, winds roar, storms rise, but the light still cuts through the night. Ships find safety because of its unwavering beam. That is who you are. Even in your storms, you shine. Even in your trials, you guide. This is why the resistance has been so fierce against you. Darkness fears what you carry. It knows the moment you recognize your true identity, chains will break. Not just for you, but for those around you. That is why discouragement has stalked you. Why loneliness has weighed heavy. Why doors seemed closed. But none of these things have disqualified you. They have only marked you further as chosen. So hold this truth. You were not created to be ordinary. You were not born to fade into the background. The fact that you survived what should have destroyed you is proof enough you are set apart. And when the time of unveiling comes, the world will see what heaven has always known. You are chosen, and your purpose cannot be silenced. Chosen one, the label that others tried to put on you. Unworthy, forgotten, unnecessary was never your true name. Those words were echoes of fear, not the voice of heaven. The voice that formed galaxies is the same voice that formed you. And that voice has never once called you mistake. Your journey has been like walking through a long tunnel. At times the darkness made you doubt if there would ever be light again. Yet the tunnel was not endless, even when your eyes could not see it. The light was waiting at the other side. And now, that light draws nearer with each step you take. Lift your head, for your separation has always been confirmation. You were not cast out, you were carved out. You were not abandoned, you were appointed. The words written long before your first breath are still alive over you, and no power of darkness can erase them. You are stepping into alignment with what has always been yours, the identity of one who was set apart by God Himself. The silence of your struggles has not gone unnoticed. Every hidden tear, every sigh you released into the night, every question you carried in secret heaven, recorded them all. You may have thought no one saw the weight you carried, but the one who formed your soul has been watching with tender precision. Silence is often misunderstood. When God seems quiet, we think He is absent. When doors do not open, we assume we have been forgotten. But silence is not abandonment, it is strategy. It is the stage upon which strength is built, the furnace where faith is refined. A soldier does not sharpen his sword in the noise of the battlefield. He does it in solitude. That is what has been happening in you. Consider the story of Hannah. Year after year, she poured out her anguish, and it seemed the heavens remained still. People around her mocked her pain, yet her tears were not wasted. They became the very soil where her miracle was planted. Samuel, the prophet who would one day anoint kings, was the answer birthed out of her silence. Your silence, too, is not empty. It is carrying something holy. Think of your struggle like the pressure inside a cocoon. To an outsider, it looks like nothing is happening. The caterpillar disappears, encased in stillness. But inside, transformation is unfolding. The pressure is essential. Without it, the butterfly cannot emerge strong enough to fly. That is your story. Your struggle has been cocooned silence, but it is birthing wings. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Micah, chapter 7, verse 7. But as for me, I watch in hope for the Lord. I wait for God, my Savior. My God will hear me. This is your assurance. Your cries are not echoes fading into emptiness. They are arrows piercing heaven. And the answer has already been set in motion. Do not despise the seasons where words from God seemed scarce. Those were the very moments your spirit was being tuned to His frequency. Silence stripped away distractions. Silence removed the shallow voices. Silence left only Him. There was a young man who went through this. After losing everything he thought defined him, friends, stability, even his own confidence, he entered a season where God said nothing. Days turned into months, and still no answer came. Yet in that silence, he learned how to listen, not for thunder, not for fire, not for earthquake, but for the whisper. And when he finally heard that whisper, it carried more power than any shout he had ever longed for. Chosen one, this is where you are. The silence has been uncomfortable, but it has not been meaningless. It has trained your ear, strengthened your spirit, and carved resilience into your bones. Soon, you will see that the silence itself was an answer, an invitation to trust deeper than you ever thought possible. Now, pause, and let your spirit respond in faith. Write these words in the comments. Silence trains me. Do not see this as a casual sentence. It is a declaration of power. It means you recognize that silence is not wasted time, but preparation ground. It means you understand that the quiet seasons are sharpening your character, shaping your patience, and equipping your heart to endure. When you declare this, you are refusing to see silence as punishment. You are choosing to see it as a teacher. Chosen one. You are not overlooked. You are not abandoned. Your struggle has been the very proof of your significance. What emerges after silence will be stronger, purer, and more radiant than you can imagine. The silence is about to give way to a sound, the sound of breakthrough. Chosen one. When you declare, "Silence trains me," you are stepping into agreement with heaven's design. Training is never comfortable. It stretches muscles. It demands discipline. It presses you beyond limits. But every athlete knows that training is the unseen work that produces visible victory. Your silence has been the training ground where your spirit has been disciplined for what is coming. Think of a tree in winter. To the eye, it looks lifeless, no fruit, no flowers, no green leaves. Yet beneath the frozen soil, its roots are digging deeper, preparing to draw strength for the coming spring. That is what your silent season has been. Outwardly it looked barren, but inwardly your roots were strengthening. So lift your perspective. Instead of mourning the silence, celebrate it. The very things you thought were holding you back are the things that have been equipping you. And when the sound of breakthrough comes, you will not only endure it, you will be ready to carry it. Your light terrifies the darkness, even when you do not feel strong. Even when you think your flame is small, it sends ripples that disrupt the plans of the enemy. Light does not have to announce itself. It simply shines, and the darkness cannot resist it. That is why your presence has often stirred reactions you didn't expect. Some people turned cold. Others grew restless around you. And situations seemed to shift the moment you walked in. It wasn't coincidence, it was spiritual. There is something in you that unsettles what is hidden in others. You may think you are quiet, ordinary, unnoticed. But the spirit you carry is not ordinary. When you step into a room, light steps in with you. Darkness has no choice but to reveal itself in the presence of that light. Think of a lamp placed in a dark cave. At first, the cave seems overwhelming, its shadows thick, its silence heavy. But the moment the lamp is lit, The space changes. The darkness doesn't negotiate, doesn't argue, doesn't delay. It flees instantly. That is the power within you. Even when you feel fragile, your flame terrifies the darkness because it cannot overcome it. Your story has already shown this. Remember the times when people who carried bitterness or envy seemed to target you without reason, or when unexpected opposition rose against you in places you had done no harm. It wasn't about your personality, it was about your light. Darkness always resists light, because light exposes what it would rather keep hidden. The writings in the first letter of John, chapter 1, verse 5, declare, God is light. In him there is no darkness at all. If he dwells within you, then light dwells within you. And if light dwells within you, no darkness can remain unchallenged in your presence. There was once a young believer who didn't understand this. He thought his life was too insignificant to matter, yet wherever he went, people either felt peace or agitation around him. Some sought his company. Others avoided him with unexplained hostility. One day, a mentor told him, "You are a lamp in a dark house. Some will draw near to the warmth. Others will cover their eyes because they cannot bear the brightness. Do not shrink your light to make the blind comfortable." That truth unlocked his understanding. Chosen one. You too have carried this misunderstanding. You've wondered why relationships strained, why circles shifted, why certain people walked away when all you offered was kindness. It was never rejection for the sake of rejection. It was resistance against the light you carry. Your spirit reveals what others want to conceal, and not everyone is ready to face that exposure. But do not despise this. Light has always carried a dual purpose. It comforts the weary, and it confronts the hidden. A lighthouse both guides ships to safety and warns them away from danger. In the same way, your presence will draw some and disturb others. Both responses are evidence that your light is real. Think of your heart as a torch in a vast battlefield at night. The enemy fears the torch because it signals direction, courage, and hope. Soldiers scattered in fear find their way back when they see its glow. This is why you must never hide your flame. Even small, it is enough to shift the atmosphere. Darkness is not just an absence of light, it is a strategy of confusion. It thrives where people cannot see clearly. But when you shine, clarity enters, paths become visible, dangers are revealed, and direction emerges. This is why your calling is so vital. You are not simply surviving, you are illuminating. Every trial you endured, every wound you survived, has only made your flame stronger. The oil of your suffering has fueled your fire. The pain you thought would extinguish you has instead deepened your glow. Others may not recognize it yet, but heaven sees it clearly. You are a carrier of light that cannot be extinguished. So, when you face resistance, do not shrink. When others misinterpret you, do not dim yourself to fit their comfort. Your light is divine, and it terrifies the darkness precisely because it is effective. What tries to silence you only proves the power of what you carry. Chosen one. Remember this truth. Light does not need permission to shine. It simply does. And so do you. Even now, the glow within you is stretching further than you realize. Each step you take scatters shadows. Each breath you release carries fire. The darkness has no lasting claim, for your light was born to outlast every night. The weight of delay breaks now. You have carried seasons where time felt heavy, where every prayer seemed suspended, where the hands of the clock moved slower than your hope could bear. Yet what felt like delay was never denial. Heaven does not waste time, it invests it. Delay has been like a furnace. It has tested your patience, refined your motives, and strengthened your endurance. While you thought you were standing still, you were being prepared. Seeds sown in the dark take time before breaking through the soil. If they sprout too soon, they wither. But at the right moment, after roots have grown strong, the stem pierces the ground. That is what is happening in you. The delay is breaking, and new life is rising. Think of Joseph. He dreamed of greatness, yet spent years in pits and prisons. To him, it must have felt like delay, even punishment. But in truth, those years were alignment. When the doors finally opened, he was not only prepared for authority, he was prepared to preserve lives. The delay was the very reason he could carry the destiny. The Word of God speaks in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 5. Look at the nations and watch and be utterly amazed. For I am going to do something in your days that you would not believe, even if you were told. The chosen one. Your delay has been hiding something unbelievable, and October 10th is the threshold where what you carried in silence will step into sight. But let me speak gently here. You have journeyed this far with me, listening to words that echo in your spirit. If these words stir something deep in you, then you already know they are not just passing sounds, they are a flow of light. And if this flow has carried you, guided you, lifted you, even a little, then I ask you to consider something simple. When people find light in a dark tunnel, they often place lanterns along the way so others can find their path more easily. That is what your support does here. Every like, every share, every subscription is as if you are placing down lanterns for someone else wandering in the dark. You may never know their names, but your act of lifting this message higher could be the reason someone doesn't give up tonight. And about giving, listen with no pressure, only invitation. Imagine a well in a desert. Many come thirsty, and they draw water. If the well runs dry, the people faint. But if a few come not only to drink, but also to pour water back in, the well never runs empty. That is what donation is. It is not obligation, but the pouring back of water into the well, ensuring countless others can still drink. So, if this has strengthened you, let your action flow as your heart leads. Tap like as one more lantern lit. Share, so another traveler sees the path. Subscribe, so you walk this journey together. And if you feel stirred, donate as water back into the well. Nothing forced. Nothing required, only what flows from the abundance within you. Chosen one. The weight of delay is breaking. Chains that held you to yesterday are loosening. The time you thought you lost is being redeemed. You will not only recover what slipped away, you will step into what could never have come without the delay. Lift your eyes. The horizon is shifting. October 10th is not waiting for you to linger, it is calling for you to rise. The breaking of delay is more than a change of pace. It is a change of identity. You will no longer see yourself as one who waits endlessly, but as one who moves in step with divine timing. The label of stuck is being peeled off, and in its place comes released. And think of a bow pulled back by a skilled archer. The longer the string is drawn, The greater the force, when it is finally released, that has been your life. The tension of waiting was never wasted. It was storing power. Now, as the string is let go, you will move further and faster than you imagined possible. Chosen one. Take courage. Do not look back at the years with bitterness. Every moment was training. Every pause was purpose. What once seemed like wasted time will now become a reservoir of wisdom and strength for the journey ahead. October 10th is not only about destiny arriving, it is about you becoming. The release you are stepping into is not fragile, it is fierce. What once chained your steps is breaking apart. And what once silenced your voice is losing power. October 10th is not the end of waiting, it is the unveiling of strength you never knew you carried. A divine alignment awaits you. What you are about to step into is not random, it is orchestrated. Pieces that once seemed scattered, events that felt disconnected, even the detours you thought wasted, all of it is converging. Alignment is heaven's way of saying, now is the time. Think about the stars. On their own, they look like points of light, but when connected, they form constellations that have guided travelers for centuries. That is your story. Each trial, each delay, each breakthrough, they were individual stars. Now heaven is aligning them into a constellation, a map pointing you into your next chapter. You have felt the tremors of this alignment, unexpected encounters, words that seemed to arrive at just the right moment, shifts that pulled you away from what you thought you wanted. What looked like chaos was actually choreography. Heaven was moving you into place for October 10th. The writings in the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 9 remind us, in their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. End of true. Every step has been accounted for. Even the missteps you regret have been absorbed into the design. What you thought disqualified you has only redirected you into alignment. Consider a man who once missed an opportunity he thought was everything. For months he carried the weight of failure, replaying what he could have done differently. But years later, he realized that if he had taken that path, he would have been trapped in a life far smaller than what God had intended. The failure was actually a redirection. What looked like a wrong turn was an unseen hand steering him into something greater. So it is with you. The things you thought ruined your chances have only refined your trajectory. The detours were never detours at all. They were part of the road you were meant to take. Think of a river weaving through mountains. From above, it looks as though the river twists and turns without reason. But every curve, every bend is necessary for the water to reach its destination. You are the river. Your bends and turns were not aimless, they were purposeful, guiding you exactly where you are meant to flow. Chosen one. Alignment is not always comfortable. It pulls you out of places that once felt safe, and sometimes it tears you away from people you thought would be permanent. But every subtraction is for the sake of addition. Every closing door is an invitation to the one that truly matters. Do you remember the doors that slammed shut unexpectedly? The friendships that drifted, the jobs or opportunities that slipped away? At the time, the sting was sharp. But now, can you see? You were being freed. Heaven was pruning so that fruit could grow. Chosen one. This is the moment of divine alignment. Heaven and earth are converging on your behalf. What once felt scattered is falling into place. Now, I ask you to seal this moment with a prophetic act. Write this number in the comments: 413. and 44. This is more than digits, it is a symbol. 4 is the number of foundations, of stability, of completeness in creation. By writing it, you are declaring, my steps are being aligned. My foundation is firm. My life is not random, it is ordered. Do not underestimate this simple act. It is a way of saying, I receive alignment. It is an echo in the spiritual realm that darkness cannot mute. Chosen one, prepare yourself. Alignment is here, and what aligns in this season will carry you further than you dreamed. The pieces are not just fitting, they are locking into destiny. October 10th will reveal that every step, every bend, every silence was worth it. Alignment is not a sudden accident. It is the slow and steady hand of God weaving everything together. The years of waiting, the voices that seem to leave you behind, the losses that cut deep. Each of these threads is now being tied into the greater pattern. What once looked like scattered fragments are beginning to form a whole. Think of the gears inside a clock. Alone. Each gear spins without meaning, but when they are placed in alignment, they move together, measuring time with precision. That is your life right now. Individual seasons may have felt pointless, but aligned together, they are producing perfect timing. So take courage. This alignment is not fragile, it is secure. What God aligns cannot be torn apart by fear, failure, or even the enemy's schemes. October 10th is not simply a date, it is the unveiling of a design that has always been in motion for you. The enemy tried to cancel you. From the very beginning of your journey, forces moved against you, sometimes through circumstances, sometimes through people, and often through the battles within your own mind. Yet every attempt failed, because the mark of the chosen cannot be erased. You may not realize how many times you have been preserved. Accidents that could have ended you, words that could have crushed you, situations that should have broken you, and yet you are still here. This is not survival by chance, it is evidence of divine protection. Think of a book that someone tries to burn. The fire may scorch its pages, but the words remain indestructible because they are stored in the author's heart. Your life is that book. The enemy tried to erase your chapters, but the author has never let the story die. What he wrote cannot be undone. There are those moments you remember when the weight was too much, when despair whispered that you should quit, when darkness tempted you to lay everything down, and yet something within you refused. A spark, small but unyielding, said, "Not yet. Not like this." That spark was not your strength alone. It was heaven sustaining you. The apostle reminds us in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 9, "We are persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed." And that is your testimony. Struck down, yes. Wounded, yes. But destroyed, never. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who carried vision in his heart from a young age. He dreamed big, but every step he took seemed blocked. At school, he was mocked. At work, overlooked. At home, misunderstood. Every effort looked like failure. The enemy whispered, "You are finished before you begin." Yet, somehow, the man kept walking. Years later, what he carried began to break forth. Those who mocked him became witnesses to his resilience. What looked like defeat was training. What looked like cancellation became confirmation. So it is with you. Every attack was proof of your significance. The enemy does not waste energy on those who carry no threat. The resistance you faced was the clearest evidence that you are marked for purpose. Think of an arrow aimed at a target. The tighter it is pulled back, the greater the force when it is released. The resistance you faced has been the tension building your momentum. Every setback was a pull. Every disappointment was a draw. When release comes, your impact will be undeniable. Chosen one. Understand this. Survival itself is victory. The fact that you endured what others could not is evidence that God's hand is on you. You may carry scars, but scars are not signs of weakness. They are marks of survival. They testify, I walked through fire, and I remain. The enemy wanted to cancel your identity. He wanted you to believe you were ordinary, forgotten, replaçable. Yet look at you, you are still here, still chosen, still carrying light. Your very existence is defiance against darkness. Think of a flame in the rain. The wind tries to snuff it out. The storm beats against it. Yet somehow, the flame continues. That flame is you. It is smaller than the storm. Yet it burns with a fire the storm cannot extinguish. This is why October 10th matters. It is not just about stepping into promise, it is about vindication. Heaven is about to display openly what has been preserved secretly. What the enemy tried to cancel will now be confirmed before many. So let your heart rest. The battles were real, the pain undeniable, but none of it could erase your destiny. You are living proof that the chosen cannot be cancelled. The cancelling attempts against you were never random. They were timed at moments when you were closest to break through. That is the enemy's strategy, to silence you before you see the fullness of what you carry. Yet every time, God preserved you, proving that no scheme can override His design. Think of a storm striking against a rooted tree. Branches may bend, leaves may scatter, but the roots hold firm. When the skies clear, the tree still stands, and in time, it grows taller than before. You are that tree. What came against you only deepened your roots. Chosen one. Take courage in this truth. Your very survival is prophetic. It declares to heaven and earth that you are unerasable. Every scar is a banner of victory. Every breath you still take is proof that the story continues. And as October 10th approaches, the very things meant to end, you will be the evidence that lifts you higher. Mercy still holds the door open, even now, in this very moment. The patience of heaven surrounds you. There have been times when your choices pulled you toward destruction, times when rebellion blinded you, times when despair almost consumed you. Yet mercy has stood like a guard at the door, refusing to let it close before you could return. Mercy is not weakness. It is strength restrained, love extended, judgment delayed. It is the rope that has kept you from falling when the ground beneath you gave way. Without it, you would have been lost long ago. With it, you stand here now, still breathing, still called, still chosen. Think of a courtroom. The evidence piles high. Witnesses speak against the guilty, and the sentence is clear. Yet before the gavel falls, someone steps in and says, "Wait, I will pay the price." That is mercy. It is the interruption of judgment, the offering of another chance. The ancient words in the Book of Lamentations, chapter 3. Verse 22 reminds us, because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. This is why you are still here, not because you were flawless, not because you always chose rightly, but because mercy refused to let your failures be your end. There was once a man who lived recklessly. He ignored every warning, chased every distraction, and mocked the idea of purpose. One night, in a near-fatal accident, he thought his life was over. But as he lay broken, he realized something shocking. He was still alive. Mercy had preserved him. That night, he turned his heart, and the life that followed became one of restoration and testimony. His story is living proof that as long as mercy holds the door open, return is possible. Chosen one, you have your own story of mercy. Maybe it was the moment you almost gave up, but somehow found strength. Maybe it was the mistake that should have cost everything, but didn't. Maybe it was the darkness that nearly swallowed you, but light pierced through at the last second. Each moment is evidence that mercy stood guard over your life. Mercy is like a lighthouse on a rocky coast. Ships in the storm might crash against unseen dangers, but the light warns them, guiding them back to safety. You have been that ship more than once, yet the light never failed. Mercy's beam cut through the storm and kept you from being destroyed. Do not take mercy lightly. It is precious, and it is purposeful. It does not linger forever. There comes a day when doors close, when choices must be final. But today, this moment, mercy is still extended. The door remains open. Think of a field ripe with harvest. The workers are few, and the season is short. Each day that passes, the window narrows. That is what mercy is like. It is a season of opportunity, not to be wasted. You are being given time, space, and grace to align your steps, to embrace your calling, to step into the light you were always meant to carry. Chosen one. Understand this. Mercy is not just for your survival. It is for your transformation. It does not merely rescue, it restores. It lifts you from the pit and sets your feet on solid ground. It does not leave you where it found you. It prepares you for what is ahead. The fact that you are still breathing means heaven has not finished with you. The door is still open. Mercy is waiting, not with condemnation, but with arms ready to receive. So walk through. Do not linger in the threshold. Do not assume the door will always remain open. Step forward while you can, for mercy is your invitation into destiny. Mercy is the pause in the storm that allows you to breathe. It is the gentle hand that steadies you when your knees almost buckle. Every new morning you wake to see light is another reminder that the door is still open, that you are still being called forward. Think of a bridge stretched over a deep ravine. Without it, the gap is impossible to cross. Mercy is that bridge. It spans the distance between who you were and who you are meant to be. Every step you take across it is a miracle, for the bridge itself was built with love you could never earn. So, let this truth settle in your heart. You are not standing here because of luck or chance, but because mercy fought for you. And while the door remains open, you have the opportunity to walk boldly into the future that has always been waiting. A choice that shifts eternity stands before you. Life is made of many decisions, but some outweigh the rest moments when the road divides, when your yes or no echoes beyond time. This is one of those moments. Every person carries the weight of choice. Adam and Eve in the garden. Joshua calling Israel to decide whom they would serve. Jesus in Gethsemane, whispering, "Not my will, but yours." Choice has always been the threshold where destiny is either embraced or abandoned. And now, chosen one. That same threshold rises before you. The silence of your past season prepared you for this. The trials that pressed against you were not just obstacles, they were training grounds. Each struggle brought you closer to this point of decision. To stay as you are would be easier, but to step forward will change everything. The ancient words in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19. Thunder with clarity. I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life, so you and your children may live. This is not a metaphor, only it is reality. Every choice you make either builds life or feeds death. To delay is also a decision, but it is one that leaves you drifting, vulnerable to the current. To choose is to take hold of the wheel and steer where destiny intends. Consider the story of a young man who stood at such a crossroads. He had an opportunity to walk away from the path of compromise, yet fear held him back. For years, he wandered, never quite falling, but never quite rising. Only when he finally said yes to God's voice did his life ignite with purpose. What he delayed for years could have begun much sooner. His story is a warning. Hesitation can be as costly as outright refusal. Think of a seed in your hand. If you hold it tightly, it remains only a seed. But if you plant it, if you choose to release it, it becomes a tree. Choice is the soil where destiny grows. Without choice, there is no fruit. With choice, there is multiplication. Chosen one, you know the pull inside. You feel the trembling in your spirit, the sense that heaven is urging you to step across this line. This is not fear, it is invitation. To choose rightly now is to unlock doors that have waited for years. And here is where I invite you into a prophetic act. Let your decision take form. Write these words in the comments. I choose life. 3 words. Simply, yet eternal. By writing them, you declare that hesitation will not define you, that compromise will not chain you, that you align yourself with the call of heaven. Do not see it as empty text. It is a stake planted in the ground of your spirit. It is a way of saying, I refuse to drift any longer. I step forward. Heaven sees it. Darkness fears it. And your own soul is strengthened by it. Chosen one. This choice is yours alone. No one else can decide for you. But if you answer, if you step into it, eternity itself will bear witness that on this day you moved. Choice is always a doorway. When you cross it, you cannot remain the same. The act of choosing reshapes your path, alters your direction, and signals to heaven that you are willing to step into alignment. That is why your decision carries such weight. It is not only about today, but about every tomorrow it creates. Think of Israel standing at the edge of the promised land. The land was theirs by covenant. Yet they still had to choose whether to step into it. Fear told them to turn back, but faith invited them forward. Many hesitated, and their delay cost them years. Your choice right now echoes that same truth. The promise waits, but the step must be taken. When you say, I choose life, you are not only protecting yourself, You are shaping generations. The blessings that follow obedience ripple outward. Your courage becomes someone else's testimony. Your breakthrough becomes someone else's hope. Heaven is waiting not only to transform you, but to multiply through you. So do not shrink back. Let your heart rise with courage. The choice before you is not a burden, but a gift. To be invited into destiny is evidence that you are chosen, that your life is more than survival, that eternity itself leans in when you speak. Every moment has led to this threshold. You are not standing here by mistake, but by design. The choice before you is not about fear, it is about freedom. When you step forward, you declare that delay no longer rules you. Eternity records your yes, and heaven moves in response. Prophetic proof you cannot deny surrounds your life. Signs have been whispering to you, sometimes subtle and other times undeniable. Patterns repeat. Numbers align. Encounters happen at the perfect moment. Words reach you when you need them most. You have wondered if it is coincidence. It is not. It is confirmation. God's fingerprints are all over your journey. Look back, the doors that closed just before disaster struck, the people who appeared in your life, only long enough to guide you one step forward. The strength that rose in you on the very day you felt weakest. These are not random, they are prophetic markers that say, you are chosen. The writings in the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 10. Declare, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This is not poetry alone. It is evidence. Strength that comes when you should be empty is prophetic proof. Courage that rises when fear should rule is prophetic proof. Even the fact that you are still here, listening to this very word, is prophetic proof. Think of footprints in the sand. When you walk a beach, you may not notice the prints you leave behind until you turn around. Suddenly, you see a path traced behind you. In the same way, when you look back at your life, you can see footprints of God's hand guiding, protecting, aligning. They were not obvious in the moment, but now they testify. And here, I pause to speak from the heart. If these words have been nourishment to your soul, if they have given you strength to take one more step, then I invite you gently, freely, with no pressure to consider responding. Every like, every share, every subscription is like planting a lighthouse along the shore, each light guiding another wandering soul away from the rocks of despair. You may never meet the ones who are rescued, but your small action could be the very light that saves them in their night. As for giving, hear me with tenderness. Imagine a fire burning in the middle of a dark forest. The flames keep travelers warm, drive away predators, and give direction when all else is uncertain. But a fire burns only as long as wood is placed upon it. Donation is not obligation. It is like placing a log on that fire. The more wood on the flames, the brighter and warmer the fire becomes, giving comfort to countless others who gather around. If this fire has warmed your heart, then adding a log is simply ensuring the blaze continues for those who come after you. So let your choice flow naturally, like to kindle a lighthouse. Share to spread warmth further. Subscribe to stay near the fire. And if you feel led, donate as one more log on the flame. Not demanded, not forced, only an act of love. Freely chosen Chosen one. Prophetic proof is everywhere. Look at the moments you should have fallen, but didn't. Look at the nights you thought would never end, but somehow gave way to morning. Look at the words that found you, even when you weren't searching. All of it is evidence that you are not abandoned, that heaven's hand is upon you. Think of a thread of gold woven into a garment. At first, it looks like a random strand among many, but as the weaving continues, the golden thread begins to shine, forming patterns that could never exist without it. That golden thread is your life prophetic proof that even in ordinary fabric, heaven has stitched something extraordinary. Do not doubt what you carry. The signs have always been there. The proof has always surrounded you. The question is not whether God has marked you. The question is whether you will believe it. And once you believe, your steps will never be the same. Prophetic proof is not always loud. Often it whispers in quiet ways. The kindness of a stranger, the word that arrives just in time, the strength you cannot explain. All of these are testimonies in disguise. Think of raindrops gathering into a river. Alone, each drop seems small, but together they form a current, strong enough to carve valleys. So it is with the small signs in your life. Together, they create a current that carries you toward destiny. Chosen one. Open your eyes wider. What you once dismissed as coincidence has always been confirmation. What you thought was ordinary was extraordinary in disguise. And as October 10th approaches, these proofs will shine brighter than ever, leaving you with no doubt. Heaven has been walking with you all along. Carriers of glory are rising in this hour, and you are among them. Glory is not simply a glow or a feeling. It is the tangible evidence of God's presence resting upon a life. When glory settles, ordinary people become extraordinary vessels. Weakness becomes strength. Silence becomes song. And wounds become testimonies. You may not feel like a carrier of glory. You may see your flaws, your mistakes, your limits. But glory does not rest on the flawless. It rests on the surrendered. It is not about perfection. It is about willingness. When you yield, heaven fills what you offer. Think of the ark in the wilderness. It was an ordinary wooden box, covered in gold. But when God's presence rested upon it, nations trembled. Wherever it went, victory followed, not because of the box itself, but because of the glory it carried. In the same way, your life may look ordinary, but when the presence of God rests on you, atmospheres shift. The Apostle Paul spoke of this mystery in his second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 7. But we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us. And you are that jar of clay, fragile, imperfect, yet filled with treasure. The treasure is His glory, and it shines brighter through the cracks of your life than it ever could through perfection. There was a young woman who once doubted her worth. She felt broken beyond repair, her past a trail of mistakes. But one day, she began to share her story, trembling as she spoke. To her surprise, people found hope in her honesty. What she thought disqualified her became the very reason others believed. Her cracks became the windows through which glory shone. Chosen one. Your story is no different. The moments you wish you could erase may become the very places glory is revealed. Glory does not hide your scars, it radiates through them. Think of stained glass windows. From the outside, They look like shattered fragments pieced together. But when light shines through, the fragments create beauty that plain glass never could. Your life is that stained glass. The light of God's glory transforms your brokenness into beauty that inspires others. Carriers of glory do not always look impressive. They may walk quietly, unnoticed by crowds, but their presence changes the atmosphere. When you carry glory, peace follows you into chaos. Light follows you into darkness. Hope follows you into despair. Look back at your life. Have there been moments when people said, "I don't know why, but when you spoke, I felt peace," or times when your very presence brought comfort you didn't even intend to give? That was glory, not your strength, but His presence flowing through you. Glory is weighty, yet it does not crush you. It empowers you. It gives you authority in battles you once thought unwinnable. It equips you to stand where others fall. When glory rests upon you, you do not need to strive. Light itself does the work. Think of a torch in darkness. The torch does not argue with the shadows. It simply burns. Darkness flees naturally. That is what it means to carry glory. You don't have to prove yourself. The evidence is in the shift around you. Chosen one. You are not rising alone. Others marked by heaven are awakening as well. Across nations, across cities, across hidden corners of the world, carriers of glory are standing. You may feel isolated, but you are part of a rising remnant, and together, this remnant is about to illuminate the earth. So do not despise your cracks, your scars, your weaknesses. They are not disqualifications. They are vessels. The glory you carry is not fragile, it is eternal. And as it rests on you, you will find that what once weighed you down becomes the very thing that lifts others up. You are a carrier of glory, and the world will soon see it. Your rising will not be silent, it will ripple, like dawn spreading across the horizon. Your light will touch places you never thought you could reach. Those near you will feel it first. But it will not stop there. Glory travels farther than your voice, carrying the mark of heaven. So stand without fear. The cracks in your vessel are not weaknesses to hide, but openings through which light pours. The same glory that preserved you in your darkest nights will now shine out of you in ways undeniable. You are not just surviving, you are becoming a living testimony, a flame among many, igniting others to rise. Heaven is releasing strategy in this season. It is not enough to be chosen, you must also be equipped. Destiny does not unfold through passion alone, it unfolds through wisdom, timing, and divine instruction. And right now, heaven is whispering strategies that will guide your steps into alignment. You may feel uncertain, unsure of what to do next. Yet remember, God has never called anyone without also providing direction. Noah received the exact dimensions of the ark. Moses received detailed instructions for the tabernacle. Joshua received a battle plan for Jericho that seemed strange but was perfectly effective. Divine calling always comes with divine strategy. Think of your life as a journey through a vast forest. Without a map, every tree looks the same, every path uncertain. But when a map is placed in your hands, the forest is no longer confusion, it becomes direction. Heaven is handing you that map now. The words written in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 5, remind us, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. No, wisdom is not hidden from you, it is offered to you. The question is not whether heaven is willing to give it. The question is whether you are willing to ask and obey. There was once a woman who had prayed for years for breakthrough. She was faithful, sincere, but she kept repeating the same cycles. One night, in prayer, she felt impressed to change a single habit, rise early, and spend time listening before rushing into her day. It seemed small, but within weeks, her perspective shifted, her decisions sharpened, and opportunities opened. The breakthrough had not been withheld, the strategy had been waiting. Chosen one. Heaven is not silent, it is strategic. Sometimes the strategy is surprising. Marching in silence around a wall, casting nets on the other side of a boat, pouring oil into empty jars. Each instruction may look strange to the world, but to the chosen, it is the key to breakthrough. Think of a lock on a door. The door may be heavy, the lock complex, but with the right key, it opens effortlessly. Strategy is that key. Without it, you push and struggle against the door, exhausting yourself. With it, you simply turn and walk through. Heaven is offering you keys now, but strategies are not only about what to do, they are also about what not to do. Sometimes heaven closes doors because not every path is yours. Sometimes it removes people because not every voice should influence you. These are strategies of protection as much as direction. Chosen one. Discernment will be vital in these days. Not every opportunity is for you. Not every invitation aligns with your calling. Heaven is teaching you to recognize the difference between distraction and destiny. And now, I invite you to respond with a prophetic act. Write this number in the comments, 888. This is not just a number, it is a declaration. 8 is the number of new beginnings. By writing it, you declare, I receive heaven's strategy for a new beginning. I will not repeat old cycles. I step into divine alignment. Do not underestimate the act. It is not superstition, it is symbolism. When you type it, you align your faith with the strategies heaven is pouring out. It becomes your way of saying, I choose wisdom over confusion. I choose clarity over chaos. I choose obedience over delay. Chosen one. Heaven is not leaving you blind. The map is in your hands. The key is at your door, and the whisper is in your spirit. Strategies are being released not just to move you forward, but to establish you, to ground you, to make sure that when the promise unfolds, you can carry it well. So listen carefully, watch for patterns, lean into the whisper, and trust that heaven's strategies are not only enough, they are perfect. Strategies are heaven's way of protecting the treasure within you. Without guidance, even the strongest calling can be wasted through wrong battles, wrong timing, or wrong alliances. But when you walk in strategy, every step multiplies impact. One act of obedience becomes a ripple that touches generations. Think of a chessboard. A single move may look small, but the master sees how it shapes the entire game. That is what heaven is doing with you. Every instruction, every shift, every closed door and opened one is a move in a larger plan. You may not yet see the whole picture, but trust this. The master's hand never misplaces a piece. The fire you carry is contagious. It is not meant to remain contained within you, it is meant to spread. Fire has always symbolized transformation. When it touches something, it cannot remain the same. In the same way, when others encounter your obedience, their lives cannot remain unchanged. Think of a single candle lit in a dark room by itself. It shines with a modest glow. But when another candle is lit from its flame, and then another, soon the entire room is bright. The original candle loses nothing, yet the light multiplies. That is the fire within you. When you step into obedience, your flame ignites others, and together, what once was darkness becomes day. The writings in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 20, verse 9, reveal this truth. His word is in my heart like a fire shut up in my bones. I am weary of holding it in. Indeed, I cannot. This fire is not a burden to endure it. It is a power to release. To try to contain it would exhaust you, for it was never meant to remain private. It was planted in you so it could spread. There was once a woman who lived quietly, unnoticed by most. Yet every time she shared a word of encouragement, people felt renewed strength. She did not think much of it until one day, Estranga told her, "What you said saved me from giving up." From that day, she understood. The fire in her was not for her alone. Her words became sparks that lit hope in others. Chosen one, your story is similar. You may have underestimated the fire you carry. You may have thought it too small, too weak, too hidden. But the truth is this: when you release it, it multiplies. And it does more than warm, it transforms. Think of dry wood in a forest. Alone, it is lifeless, brittle, and silent. But when touched by fire, it crackles, glows, and becomes a source of light. The people around you, friends, family, strangers, are often like dry wood, waiting for a spark. Your obedience is that spark. But fire does more than light, it purifies. Gold placed in fire is not destroyed, it is refined. Likewise, when the fire in you touches others, it burns away lies, fear, and despair, leaving behind strength and truth. Do not underestimate what a single act of courage, a single word spoken in faith, can ignite in someone's life. There was a man who had lost everything. He carried bitterness, anger, and hopelessness. Then he met someone whose quiet faith burned with sincerity. That encounter sparked something he thought was gone forever. Slowly, the fire spread in his heart, and he began to hope again. What one life carried became the turning point for another. The fire in you may be expressed differently. For some, it is words. For others, it is acts of kindness. For others still, it is resilience in suffering. The ability to endure and still shine. No matter its form, fire cannot help but spread. Think of a sunrise setting the horizon ablaze. One corner of the sky catches fire, then another, until the whole heavens glow with light. That is what obedience looks like, one life burning until many lives shine together. Do not despise small sparks. They may seem insignificant, but sparks have always been the beginning of great fires. A revival can begin with a whisper, a movement with a single step, a transformation with a single yes. Chosen one, the fire you carry is not ordinary. It is divine. And when you release it, you are not only lighting the way, you are awakening others to light their own flames. Together, what once seemed impossible becomes unstoppable. The fire within you is not fragile, it is enduring. Storms may beat against it. Winds may try to snuff it out. But the source of this flame is divine. It is not sustained by your strength, but by the Spirit of God. And that is why it cannot be extinguished. Think of ancient torches carried through generations. One flame was passed to another, ensuring the fire never died. That is what you are doing each time your obedience touches another life. You are carrying an ancient flame that was never meant to end with you. It is meant to continue burning through others. This is why you often feel a holy restlessness, as if you cannot remain silent, as if something inside you longs to be released. That stirring is the fire, urging you to shine, to speak, to act, to love, to ignite what is dormant around you. And when you step into it, you will see the ripples spread. Those who were cold will feel warmth again. Those who were lost in shadows will see light again. And those who thought they were forgotten will know they are chosen, because your fire revealed it. Crown or chains, this is the reality set before you. Destiny is not something that drifts into your life unnoticed. It is something you either embrace or refuse. Every chosen one reaches this point. Will you wear the crown prepared for you? Or will you allow the chains of fear, doubt, and compromise to remain? A crown is not light. It carries weight, not only of glory but of responsibility. To wear it is to accept that your life is no longer just about you. It is about those who will be impacted through you. Chains, however, feel heavy too, but their weight suffocates rather than lifts. Chains keep you bound to cycles that repeat, while a crown lifts you into authority to break them. The words in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 11, carry urgency. I am coming soon. Hold on to what you have, so that no one will take your crown. The crown is already appointed to you. It does not wait to be created. It waits to be claimed. Yet the warning is clear. It can be lost if neglected, stolen if despised, forfeited if ignored. There was once a man who lived all his life in fear of failure. He had opportunity after opportunity, but every time he turned back. He told himself he was being humble, that he was avoiding pride. Yet in truth, fear had wrapped him in chains. In the end, he lived quietly, but he never wore the crown that had been set aside for him. His story is a reminder. Crowns do not cling to hesitant heads. In contrast, there was a woman who had endured deep loss. Every reason to give up surrounded her. Yet she chose to rise again, step by step. She reclaimed what life had tried to steal. And when her season of breakthrough came, her resilience shone like a crown. The same struggles that once bound her became jewels in the diadem she carried. Chains or crown, this is the crossroads you face. Chains demand nothing but your silence and surrender. They ask you to stay still, to remain bound, to keep repeating what has always been. Crowns, on the other hand, requièrent courage. They demand that you rise, that you embrace responsibility, that you walk in the authority already placed within you. Think of a bird in a cage. The cage offers safety from storms, but it also denies flight. Chains are cages. They keep you safe from risk, but they also deny you freedom. A crown, however, is like the open sky, vast, uncertain, but filled with possibility. Destiny cannot be postponed forever. A choice must be made. Every day you delay, the chains grow tighter. Every step you take in courage, the crown draws nearer. This is not about perfection, it is about decision. Will you let fear rule you? Or will you rise into what heaven has already declared over you? Chosen one. Your life has already shown glimpses of the crown. Every time you refused to quit. Every time you chose truth over comfort. Every time you carried light into a dark place, you revealed the royalty within you. Yet the fullness still awaits. And it will not come without your yes. Chains are familiar. They feel comfortable because you have carried them for so long. But familiarity is not freedom. Freedom is often uncomfortable at first. It demands that you walk differently, speak differently, live differently. Yet that discomfort is the very proof that chains are breaking and crowns are being claimed. Think of molten gold. Before it becomes a crown, it passes through fire. The fire does not destroy it, it shapes it. You have been through your fire, and now the shaping is nearly complete. Will you allow the gold of your life to remain formless? Or will you let it be placed upon your head as the crown it was always meant to be? Crown or chains? The decision is not distant. It is here. It is now. And your life will bear the evidence of which one you choose. The crown is not just for display. It represents authority. To wear it is to declare that your past no longer governs you, that your mistakes no longer define you. It is to walk as one who knows they are appointed, not abandoned. Chains, however, whisper lies. They tell you that you are safer bound than free, that you are too broken to rise, that you are unworthy of the crown. But those lies are brittle. They shatter the moment you step in faith and lift your head to receive what is yours. Chosen one. Heaven has not crowned you for someday, it has crowned you for now. The choice is before you, and every beat of your heart echoes the question, will you stay chained, or will you reign? The final warning before October 10th is not spoken to frighten you, but to awaken you. A warning is love in disguise. It is the voice that says, do not keep sleeping, for dawn is breaking. The clock is moving. The season is shifting. And what was once far away is now close at hand. Warnings in Scripture were always invitations to turn, to prepare, to realign. Noah built an ark, not after the rain began, but before. Israel marked their doors with blood, not after the angel passed, but before. Preparation has always been the language of love. And now, heaven is whispering, prepare yourself. Think of a farmer. He does not wait until harvest day to gather tools and sharpen his sickle. He prepares before the field is ripe, knowing that delay will cause loss. You are the field, chosen one. And October 10th is the day your fruit is ready. To enter unprepared is to miss what has been planted for you. The words in the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 14, speak with urgency. Multitudes, multitudes, in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. This is where you stand now, in the valley of decision. You cannot linger here forever. A step forward must be made. Your spirit already knows the weight of this moment. You feel the stirring, the trembling inside, the sense that history itself bends toward this day. That is why distractions have multiplied, why resistance has intensified, because the enemy fears your preparation. He knows that once you are ready, nothing can stop you. And here, I pause with an open hand. If this message has met you in your valley of decision, if it has been water in your dry season or a light in your long night, then I invite you, not by pressure, but by freedom, to consider something. Every like, every share, every subscription is like placing stones along a sacred path, so that others who walk behind you will not stumble in the dark. Every comment you leave is like carving your testimony on those stones. Future travelers will read it and know they are not alone. Even a short phrase of faith can become a lantern for someone else passing through the same valley of decision. As for giving, imagine a great fire on a mountain. Its flames are not for one person alone. They signal to villages far away that hope is alive. But a fire fades if no wood is added. Donation is not obligation. It is like laying another branch on the fire, ensuring its warmth and its signal do not fade. If this fire has reached you, warmed you, or guided you, then your branch will help the flame rise higher, so others miles away can see and be saved. So let your heart decide freely, like as one more stone placed on the path. Share as a way of lighting another torch. Comment as one carved testimony. Subscribe to remain close to the fire as it grows. And if you feel led, donate as the branch that keeps the mountain flame alive. Not commanded, not demanded, but chosen, just like you have always been chosen. This is the final warning before October 10th. Not the warning of fear, but the warning of love. Be ready. Do not be caught unprepared. Do not carry old chains into a new day. Do not arrive with empty hands when harvest is ready. Chosen one, the time is short, but the grace is abundant. What you do now will echo beyond October 10th. Stand, prepare, and let your heart burn with expectation. The day is almost here, and heaven is waiting for your response. Preparation is itself an act of faith. By readying your heart, your spirit, and even your daily steps, you show heaven that you believe the promise is real. Faith is not only spoken, it is proven through preparation. Think of a bride awaiting her wedding day. She does not wait until the hour arrives to begin dressing. She prepares in advance with anticipation. That anticipation is love expressed. So too, your preparation is love for the one who has chosen you. October 10th is not simply a date, it is a doorway. And when the doorway opens, those who are prepared will walk through it with confidence. Let your preparation be steady. Let your focus be firm. For the crown ahead is far greater than the chains behind. The sound of destiny is already approaching. Like footsteps on a quiet road, do not let it pass you by. Stand ready, heart awake, spirit steady. For the moment you have long carried in silence is almost here. Victory was always written in you. From the moment life was breathed into your being, heaven inscribed triumph upon your destiny. This victory is not the absence of battles, but the assurance that no battle can erase the outcome already declared over you. You may look at your scars and see weakness, but heaven sees proof that you endured. Every wound that healed is a line in your story that says, I am still here, and being here, still standing, still breathing, that itself is victory. Think of David standing before Goliath. to the world. The boy looked unprepared, underqualified, outmatched. Yet the victory was written long before the stone left his sling. Goliath's defeat was not decided in the valley that day. It was declared when God had already anointed David as king. So it is with you. The outcome of your battles is not being decided as you fight. It has been written from the beginning. The words of Paul in the letter to the Romans, chapter 8, verse 37, affirm this. No, in all these things, we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. More than conquerors, not simply survivors. Survivors walk out of battles wounded and uncertain. Conquerors walk out carrying spoils. More than conquerors walk out with not only victory, but transformation. Carrying authority to help others win their battles too. That is the script of your life. There was once a man who carried shame for years, believing he would never overcome his failures. He stumbled often, and each time he thought he had forfeited destiny. Yet, as he looked back later in life, he realized every stumble became a lesson, every fall became a testimony, and every return strengthened him. His victory was not in never falling, but in always rising. Chosen one. Your story may feel messy, but victory is woven into the mess. Think of a symphony from up close. Each instrument sounds disconnected. A drum here, a violin there, a trumpet striking loudly. But step back, and you hear harmony. Victory is the harmony of your life. Each trial, each tear, each triumph, working together for a song greater than you imagined. The enemy has tried to convince you otherwise. He points to your failures and whispers, "See, you are losing." He highlights your delays and says, "See, you are forgotten." But those whispers are lies. If you were truly defeated, you would not still feel the stirring in your spirit, the longing for more, the fire that refuses to die. The very fact that you desire victory is proof that it is alive in you. Think of a seed underground. Rain beats upon it. Soil presses around it. Darkness covers it. To the outside eye, it looks buried, but within, life is stirring. That seed does not need to wonder if it will break forth. It was created for that moment. Victory is not something it must earn. It is something written into its design. You are that seed. Victory also means restoration. It is not just about surviving your losses, but seeing them redeemed. What was stolen is returned. What was broken is healed. What was wasted is multiplied back. God does not write partial victories. He writes complete ones. Think of Job. Everything was stripped away. Yet at the end of his story, restoration came double. His victory was not in avoiding loss, but in enduring through it and witnessing restoration that far outweighed his suffering. Chosen one. This is your portion too. The chapters ahead will not merely cancel your pain, they will redeem it. The ashes you carry will become beauty, and the mourning you endured will turn to dancing. So walk forward with this assurance. Victory is not uncertain. It is not fragile. It is not dependent on circumstances. It was written before you began. And nothing, no failure, nor delay, nor attack can erase it. You are more than a conqueror. And October 10th is the unveiling of what has always been true. Victory is not a prize you stumble upon at the finish line. It is the identity you carry while still in the race. Every step forward, even trembling ones, is proof that you walk clothed in triumph. Think of a banner waving high above a battlefield, even before the last clash ends. The banner declares who owns the victory. Your life is that banner, lifted high as testimony that God has already won. So do not doubt the outcome. What lies ahead may test you, but it cannot undo what heaven has written. Victory is not coming, it is already yours. The day breaks October 10th. What has been whispered in the shadows? What has been carried in silence? What has been pressed in waiting? All of it converges here. This is not the end of your story. It is the unveiling of what has always been written. The morning of destiny does not arrive with trumpet blasts heard by all. Often it comes quietly, like dawn spreading across the sky. At first, only a faint glow appears, but soon it expands, flooding the horizon. October 10th is that dawn for you. The glow has begun, and soon the full light will cover everything. Think of how long seeds remain hidden beneath soil. Days, weeks, sometimes months, nothing seems to happen. Yet underground, roots are growing, strength is forming. Then suddenly, the surface breaks, and life emerges. October 10th is the day the soil of your waiting splits open. What was buried will be visible. What was hidden will rise. The prophet Isaiah once declared in chapter 60, verse 1, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." And this is the essence of your day. Arising is no longer optional. Shining is no longer delayed. Your light has come, not will come. Not might come, has come. Consider the story of Esther. For years, she lived quietly, her identity concealed, her influence unknown. Yet when the moment came, her hidden preparation became public purpose. One day shifted everything. October 10th is such a day for you. What has been prepared in silence will be revealed in strength. Do not be surprised if the unveiling feels unfamiliar. Chains that were once normal will be gone. Doors that resisted will open. People who doubted may watch in awe. The old season will not cling to you, because it cannot survive in the light of what has been released. Think of the first flight of an eagle. For weeks, the eaglet has been sheltered, fed, and trained. Then one day, the mother stirs the nest and pushes it into the air. At first, it trembles, uncertain, but soon its wings catch the wind. What was terrifying becomes liberating. October 10th is the wind beneath your wings. You may wonder, how will I know it is happening? The answer is simple: peace. Not peace as the world gives, but the deep assurance that your steps are ordered, that the weight you once carried is gone, that you are walking in alignment with heaven's script. It may not look dramatic to others, but within you, you will know. There was once a man who wrestled with doubt for years. He longed for breakthrough but felt unworthy of it. Then one day, without fanfare, he realized he was no longer bound by the same fears. He spoke with confidence, walked with clarity, lived with joy. Others noticed and asked, "What changed?" He simply said, "I think my time has come, so it will be with you." October 10th will not only mark a calendar date, it will mark your spirit. Chosen one. This day does not erase your past, it redeems it. Every tear, every loss, Every silence becomes part of the testimony that shines brighter because of this unveiling. Nothing has been wasted. Even the darkest chapters will serve as backdrop for the brilliance of what is revealed now. So step forward. Do not linger at the threshold. The day has broken, and it waits for you to walk into it fully. October 10th is not simply an appointment, it is an awakening. October 10th is not a destination, it is a doorway. Walking through it does not mean the journey ends, it means a greater journey begins. The preparation has built your strength, but now the unfolding will reveal your purpose. Think of a curtain drawn back on a stage. For so long, the actors rehearsed behind it, voices echoing in the dark. But when the curtain lifts, what was hidden becomes visible to all. October 10th is your curtain rising. Do not shrink in that moment. You were not prepared to hide, you were prepared to shine. Your voice, your life, your very presence will carry weight you did not know you held. That is the mark of the chosen, to step forward when the light comes. So lift your head. The dawn belongs to you. The day is not just breaking, it is breaking for your sake. October 10th is not a surprise to heaven. It was written long before your first breath. The journey has brought you here to the close of this message, but not to the close of your story. Everything you have heard was not meant to entertain you, it was meant to awaken you. October 10th is more than a date, it is a marker, a doorway, a line drawn between what has been and what will be. And as you carry these words into your life, I ask you, gently and freely, to consider something. Every like, every share is like leaving a lantern burning in a high window. Someone wandering in the dark may see that light and realize they are not alone. You may never know whose steps are steadied because of your simple act. But heaven knows. Every comment you leave is like carving a message into the wall of a cavern. Travelers who pass through after you will read your words and gather strength to keep going. Even a few words, simple, small, can echo louder than you realize. Subscribing is like pitching your tent near the fire. It means you choose to stay close, to remain where warmth and light will keep reaching you day after day. You are not just passing through, you are deciding to dwell where hope burns continually. And if this fire has touched you deeply, donation is not duty, it is like placing another log on the communal flame. The more wood is laid, the higher the fire burns, and the more warmth reaches those still cold in the night. If you feel stirred to add your log, let it be your free and beautiful choice. Chosen one. Nothing here is obligation. Everything is invitation. Respond as your heart leads, for that is the most powerful way to carry this forward. You are part of something bigger than you imagined. The light you've received today can become the light that guides another tomorrow.